So back where I left off, this lady, Yuri, her daughter had come to visit her, and she was starting to beat me and my sister in front of her daughter. She didn't beat her daughter, which is it's just strange. I mean, you're beating other people's kids. You don't even beat your own. I don't like I said, this lady just whatever she was doing or thinking or what is just totally crazy. But anyway, her daughter was real cool. Her daughter, I still know to this day, and she did not like her mom. She did not like her mom at all, and she stood up to her mom. I think she was 13 years old at that time that she came to visit. I remember just kind of like being happy that somebody else was in that apartment, uh, because I mean, just feeling like maybe that would help me somehow and my sister somehow, because we were absolutely terrified of this lady. Like I said, we were just terrified, and I can't even describe the feeling that I had really completely. I wish there was a way I could convey it to people, but I just don't think I could. But the closest thing I could come to is just saying like, that feeling you get when you go up a hill, you go down a hill, and you get that weird feeling in your stomach, when you're driving in a car and you go down a hill like that. It was like that, but it was like that all the time. It wasn't like just down the hill. It was like that every single day and every single night, and it was nonstop like that. And that's I'm telling you, that it's one of the most eerie feelings, and just I really can't even put words to it. That's how bad it was. But so anyway, her daughter had come to visit for, I don't know what it was, a couple weeks or whatever, and she actually witnessed her mom abusing us. And I remember she didn't, I guess in the beginning or whatever, she didn't know what to do or whatnot, and neither did we, because we had already told my dad, and that didn't do anything. We had told the police, that didn't do anything. We had talked to the judge that sent us back there in the first place, that didn't do anything. So at this point, I thought there was no hope. And I do remember as a child, uh, talking to God. I didn't know who Jesus. I didn't really know Jesus personally, but I do remember talking to God, and I do remember in those rooms sometimes when I had the time to talk to God, I would, and I would. I think I would just say, God, please help me, please help me, And I think I remember saying that, and uh, he, you know, he did, I guess, because that's where I'm going with this whole story about her daughter going there. One day, I remember, her mom did the usual, drunkenness and beatings and whatnot, and we had all decided that we were going to escape. We as children, she's nobody else was going to help us except for God, obviously. But I mean, we decided we were going to escape that apartment, and we were gonna leave, and we were just going to literally run away and not come back. And I remember that I remember that she must have somehow heard us talking about it or something, because as we were running to the door to get out, she grabbed me by my shirt from behind, and she was pulling me back in the house. Now this was, I knew that I was going to get it worse than ever. Now I knew that because she knew that I was trying to escape, and so her daughter, Tamani is her name. She was 13 years old. Like I said, she stood in front of me and took her mom's arm off me and said, "If you ever touch him again, I swear I'll kill you." That's what she told her mom. She actually looked her in the eyes, stood her down, and this crazy, insane, horrific lady at the time, she backed down. I mean, she saw that her daughter was not kidding around. Her daughter was, and I remember just being so happy that somebody finally stepped in to help me. And the funny thing is, it happened to be her own daughter that did it. So what we ended up doing was we ran out onto the street of New York City. This was at, like, I don't know, midnight or something, or even later. I don't know. It was like pitch black outside, and we ran out into the street. We called my mom on a payphone, um, a bunch of kids running around New York City just trying to get away from this lady, man. And my mom, she finally, she said, no more. You guys aren't going to be going back there anymore, and you're coming home right now. I don't care what the judge says or whatever. You're coming back, and you're staying here, and you're not going back there again. Um, so I don't quite remember how we ended up going back after that, but I don't. Honestly, that's a complete blur for me. But I remember getting on a plane and heading back. I don't really remember how it all worked out, but I remember and I never forgot what that girl Tamani did for me that day, and I believe that was God answering my prayers, and I believe that He sent her own daughter to do that, and I thank her still to this day, and I talk to her to this day, and but then anyway, that started kind of like a cycle of rebelliousness in my life as a child, and also a cycle of violence too, because like it says in the Bible, violence begets more violence. So if you've had violence occur to you, chances are you're probably going to be pretty violent with others, even as a child. If you've had a lot of violence done to you, you're going to be violent to others. There's a very high chance that that's going to happen. It's not always the case, but usually it is. And in my case, it kind of was. I became kind of a violent kid and a rebellious kid, and I regret that now. But I know God forgives, and no excuse for our behavior, but God does forgive us for it, and all we gotta do is repent for it. But I'm gonna get into that in other videos. For now, you guys kind of have a picture of what happened in my early childhood. Started at 7, and then ended at about 9 or 8.5 with this lady. So I'll leave it at that for now. I'm gonna get deeper into it because we're getting closer and closer to the point where where I actually came to Jesus and got saved. But that's gonna take a while to get to, because I do want to cover more ground than just that. I want people to really get to know who I am here, and also, like I said, I want to get to know you guys too. And you guys can write whatever comments you want under the videos, and share your stories with me, or if you want, or with others, or whatever. Because remember, our testimonies, we never know who we're influencing with our testimonies. We just don't know. When we do something where we put our testimony out there, it could change someone's life. I mean, we just don't know. But anyway, that's enough for now. So, God bless, guys.